never give up. The fascinating thing in life, which we're not taught from a young age, is that everything happens for a reason. And until we come to accept that reality, we won't really understand that things are happening in our lives to produce an outcome. And it's that outcome that we can ultimately take advantage, well, not necessarily take advantage of, but we can take ownership of the outcome we are currently experiencing. And when we can take advantage of that and tap into this kind of reality that everything is happening for a reason, we can ultimately, we can really, truly be grateful for life and what life is bringing us, what life is teaching us. Because no matter what kind of hardship we've experienced in life, no matter what hardship we are currently experiencing or will experience, this hardship is always granting and generating the ability for us to be grateful and to be accepting. And when we can be grateful and accepting, we can ultimately generate compassion and well-being for oneself, because we can feel, we can show compassion for ourselves, because this reality is not easy. This reality is ultimately very, very, very challenging. And when we can start to be compassionate for ourselves, we can start to accept and generate love. And this is what we need. We need to be able to generate love and acceptance for ourselves. We need to be able to show ourselves that we're here to support ourselves. We can be very brutal towards ourselves in life. A lot of self-harm, a lot of anger, a lot of frustration. And simply, the world, it wants us to be angered. It wants us to be frustrated. It wants us to have this bitterness, and because it wants to control us. When we become truthfully loving, accepting for ourselves, we're showing ourselves compassion, we start to free ourselves, we start to generate happiness, love, compassion towards others, we ultimately start to blossom. And that blossoming is contagious. Other people can feel it, other people can generate love, and people start to build their intuition towards making changes for the better. The world doesn't want this. At least the world that we're living in, the matrix which is constructed, it wants us to feel separated. It wants us to feel isolated. It doesn't want us to feel love.